What's good everyone, it's your boy yadiiiigg, 4 eyes, 2 G's here, and today we're here to talk about Smokepurpp. Now, I'm assuming most of you guys saw my last video about Smokepurpp, talking about the absolute flop of an album that was Florida Jit, but since I made that video, Purpp has actually come out and responded to the low sales himself. The only problem is, the response to these low sales is a lie, and he's basically capping to try to hide the truth from this album flopping, so I want to break it down, let's get into it.
Run it up, run it up, run it up, just like a marathon. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up when I'm hella gone. I fuck with some gangsters, they fuck with me back. And when shit get real, they got my back. And ever since money, the world show respect. Model the royalty, I got my check. We just took a picture, she told me she wet. I like my diamonds when they come again. Me and Young Gotti, we smoking the best. I pop me a Zen when I'm feeling stressed.
Okay, so before we get to Smokepurpp's response, I just want to show you guys a couple images, because sometimes for me, it can be a bit hard to explain numbers with just my words alone, so I've done some Photoshop work and I just want them to speak for themselves. First of all, right here is a visual representation of Florida Jit. As you can see right here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cardboard pieces. That's 1 cardboard piece for every 1,000 sales. Genius, I know. And then secondly, we have the bubblegum wrapper. I really should have included 5 here as well. That's my bad. I'll try to do better next time, but I really just couldn't find a good image. But anyway, let's get on to Smokepurpp sales. Okay, so this was his response right here. Smokepurpp, he responded on IG. That's copies. No one buys copies. 14K first week with streams. It was also free. Okay, so first of all, he's trying to imply that he sold 5,000 or around 5,000 copies. That couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, according to Nielsen data obtained by yadiiiigg, he sold 130 digital copies of the album. That right there just kind of deads that whole narrative. Secondly, we move on to the whole 14K first week with streams, and I just want to dead this as well with a few simple statistics. First of all, we get to the life of PF4 deluxe version, which sold 8.1K first week. So these streams right here are inclusive of the deluxe version as well as a normal version streams within that week, and it was actually released the very same week as Florida Jit, so it's good as a comparison. So keeping this in mind, if the life of PF4 sold 8.1K first week, and according to Smokepurpp, he sold 14K first week, if the life of PF4 is 129 on the Rolling Stones top 200 charts, which is sorted by sales, Smokepurpp should not only be on this chart, but he should be higher than Pierre, right? Well, completely wrong, because it isn't on this chart at all. So that's kind of like the first piece of evidence that proves that Purpp was just lying in regard to the 14K. Now, the second piece of evidence we have is, of course, the Billboard top 200 albums of the week, which I talked about earlier. Now, with Billboard, we don't get the exact sales and the exact figures, but as you can see right here, the life of PF4, 132 re-enter. Again, this is the very same week that Smokepurpp had his first week sales for Florida Jit. Now, again, just like with the Rolling Stone charts, Smokepurpp is not on this chart at all, which doesn't make sense if he was to sell 14K first week. So right there are 2 separate sources that show that Smokepurpp's response right here, trying to claim that he didn't flop and claiming that he sold 14K first week with streams, is false. Now, furthermore than this, we also have the DJ Academic suite, which I showed you guys last video, which says that it sold 5K first week. And also, just going back to this yadiiiigg article right here, which again goes by the Nielsen scan data, says that it sold 4,700 first week, which is very different from the 14K that Smokepurpp claimed. So we can already write this off as completely false. But that wasn't the only coping mechanism that Smokepurpp used for his flopping. Then we have to move on to this Instagram post right here. First of all, Smokepurpp, I recommend going back to the dreads. This haircut does not suit you at all. Dead Star 1 era dreads, GOAT era for Purpp. I recommend going back to that just quietly. Second of all, let's read this caption. Another free project on the way. Drop a heart in the comments. First of all, shout out to my G29 Sky. Go follow his Instagram. Really good guy and really good Cardi remasters as well. But anyway, this is kind of like a small thing, but him saying another free project on the way is him trying to imply and him trying to cope with the fact that he flopped, trying to say, look, the last project was a free project. It wasn't meant to sell well. It wasn't meant to do anything. Yeah, sure. I'm sure his label treated it like a free project as well when they put Rick Ross, Denzel Curry, Jack Harlow, who's blowing up at the moment to say the least, Ronnie J, Lil Pump, and Young Nudie on it. Yeah, free project. And as well as this, it's also available for purchase on Amazon. Now, I will say this, however, what I found super interesting is the fact that Purpp's label didn't really put much effort into promoting that album. As you can see here with Dead Start 2, they did multiple merch pieces with the digital album, you know, the thing that everybody is doing right now to drive sales, etc, etc. Now, one theory as to why this is the case that I have is that Smokepurpp's label probably knew ahead of time that Smokepurpp going into this wasn't in the best position, didn't really have much of a buzz, and was most likely going to flop. So from their perspective, why would they invest the money, the time, and really put the effort into this promotional rollout if the data that they have access to points to the album flopping anyway? And lastly, I just want to touch on this Instagram post again, another free project on the way, and this just complements the numbers we already have proving the album is a flop. If a label drops a project and thinks it's successful, they want that album to last as long as possible. They don't want to just push one single, they want to push 2, 3, 4 singles if they can. They want to extend the life cycle of that album to try to get as much money as they can at that album. Generally, if an artist on a label drops a follow-up project straight away, this means that the label in the back of their minds knows the project flopped, know the project probably has little chance of being a success in the future, and they just want to move on and get to the next one and put it behind them. So yeah, I don't know, those are just kind of my theories and my thoughts of everything going on with Smokepurpp right now. Again, I hate to see this, and I don't really enjoy doing videos like this aside from the jokes I make, because you know, Smokepurpp is someone I've really enjoyed throughout his career. I found out about him when he first got popping, and I still bump his 2016, 2017 music pretty regularly, to be honest. So yeah, hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully everything I say in this video turns out to be false, and Smokepurpp is able to come out with another hit and really get back to that level that he was a couple years ago. But I guess he is where he is right now. And let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Also, before we finish this video, guys, I want to give a couple quick shout outs from the Instagram. Shout out to Vonnie.vlone. Yo, my man's Vlone dripped out. Shout out him. And also shout out 661414. Shout out to you guys for following me over my IG. If you guys don't follow your boy yadiiiigg, go drop me a follow, show me some love. You guys know the go. Also, hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell for this awesome Photoshop work done by yours truly. That would be much appreciated. But that's all from me today, guys. More videos on mine on screen right now. Make sure to check them out if you haven't.